Well, the day after Thanksgiving, I hope everybody's not in too much pain out there. Tried to eat fairly light. Had a modest meal. Watched some TV. Played with the puppies, and it was quiet. It was quiet and safe. So I hope everybody's doing okay today. It's a beautiful day out. We were supposed to have a really major wind events here in Southern California, where they were shutting off a lot of people's power in anticipation that power lines may come down and spark fires. So I'm not sure where that's at right now. I haven't seen the news. I just finished doing an interview, and I'm going to get this done, and then got a bunch of work to do around the house today. And it feels so weird. It feels like a weekend. Having Thanksgiving fall on a Thursday was just kind of strange. So today feels more like a Saturday and not a Friday. But we go on, we move on. It was really the responses to Daryl Sturmer's stuff was great. Daryl's such a beautiful musician, and he was happy. He contacted me and he said, "Oh, I saw what you said and all that." And I said, "Well, you realize I don't mean anything. So that nice stuff I said about you." So he goes, "Oh, good." So I was getting worried. So, but it got me thinking about different instrumental things that I've been involved with that were really, really fun. And one of them really kind of was an interesting project. We did this back in 2003, and I had done a lot of projects with Lauren Harriott as a producer over the years, and Lauren really has a pulse on like athletes that are looking to do things in music. And we've done quite a few projects together, but he called me for one project that kind of blew my mind. And that was Bernie Williams, who was the center fielder for the New York Yankees. He was with the Yankees from, I think, 91 to about 2006, maybe, something like that. But this guy had 4 World Series rings. He's a major player. So I got called. He said, Bernie wants to do an album. And so we went back to New York. And I think it was Kenny Aronoff was playing drums on it, and Tim Pierce was on guitar. John Thomas was playing keys on the basic tracks. And then we get in the studio, and Bernie comes in, and he was still playing ball at this point. He was like strapping, big dude, strong, and sits down, pulls his guitar out, starts playing, and we go, uh-oh. This is because sometimes you get called for these projects and they're like vanity projects, like somebody's always dreamed of doing this, and they're not necessarily that good, but they're in a situation where they can, get bank going, and so they can pay for their sessions and stuff. Bernie pulls his guitar out, and we just went, oh yeah, we better have our A game for this one because he's really good. And apparently he went through school in Puerto Rico studying music. He's really an accomplished guitarist, composer, arranger, and we did this album called "The Journey Within" back in 2003, and then he was nominated for a Latin Grammy in 2009 for, I think, the second album that we did, but. It's just one of those things where it's really fascinating to be around people that have abilities in very different fields. McCartney signed him to his publishing deal. He was a big fan, and it was funny, Bernie was talking about, I think it was during a World Series game, where he was waiting for a phone call from Paul, and he had his cell phone in his pocket in his uniform out there, and he just wanted to hear from him, but I think he was hoping that he wouldn't call like when there was a fly ball on the way to him. So he's a character. Bernie's really a funny guy. We did, there was a show called The Ferguson Show, and we did that one night, played that live, and that was fun. Dave Weckl played drums on that performance. But when we premiered Bernie's album, we did it at the House of Blues in Chicago just before the All-Star game, and it was really fun to do that. And we played in the Field Museum, I think it's called, and Michael Bublé was on the same bill. I think he played just before us with his big band orchestra, and it was at the beginning of his career. And it was a treat to hear him in this cavernous, beautiful hall, and just going, "This guy's great. Are you kidding me?" And then we played, Bernie's set, and it was really fun. So I just thought today I'd play a couple of Bernie Williams songs for you. Now this is Bernie on guitar, and these are his compositions. And so this is, I believe, as I recall on this one, this is Kenny Aronoff on drums, and Tim Pierce playing guitar, and John J.T. Thomas on keys. And there's probably some overdubs on this stuff after we left, but I'm looking at all the credits for all the different stuff. And different guys have played on this. When we did the second album, David Sanchez was playing keyboards, and Bella Fleck played on it, and Sean Pelton also did some drums on it. I love playing with Sean, who's the drummer on Saturday Night Live. I think David Spinoza might have played some guitar and stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and show you. This song is called La Salsa. And Me, and this is off of the Journey Within album. So here's Bernie Williams, formerly of the New York Yankees. Probably Luis Conti on congas. I mean, yeah, there's that ball player out there with those hands, and then all of a sudden, the dexterity of that kind of guitar playing is really, really something. And his brother was great. His brother also played on the record. Hiram played cello, and I think I think at that time he was legal aid and in Puerto Rico, and he came in for the project into New York. But man, it's a trip. So and here's another song called "Stranded on the Bridge," and these are all Bernie's compositions and arrangements too. So this is a trip, really fun with this guy. So here we go. This is "Stranded on the Bridge." That's not part of it. That was buffering. Visconti. Go back and see who played sax on this. I think I know. funky old thing there, funky old thing. When we did his second album, I think it was called Moving Forward. We did that a few years later. I think that was the one that was nominated for the Grammy in 2009, I believe. But one of the things he pulled out in the studio on us that was so kind of just breathtaking was, you go to a ball game and they do a seventh inning stretch and they all sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Everybody joins in on that, and that's a big traditional thing to do. Bernie did his own interpretation, a guitar interpretation of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and I think Chris Clark did the strings on this, but. This is just like, this is like the guy, this is what really, like, I looked at him and just went, wow, wow, this is something. And he's performed this live, especially like when he was still playing with the Yankees. He did this live for them in the stadiums. But this is the recording he did of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." This is pretty great. Hold on one sec. Let me get back to the top of that, make sure I'm there. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, now batting for the Yankees, number 51, Bernie Williams. Number 51.
No, don't do this. Oh,
hey everyone, welcome to Forward. We are a new kind of doctor.
Of course they have a commercial here. Sorry about this. I'm going to pull it back to the beginning here.
Now batting for the Yankees, number 51, Bernie Williams. Number 51.
Wow. I mean, just stunning. And Bernie, he retired from baseball, and he's just stayed focused on his musical adventures. And he is just one gifted guy. Amazing, amazing. So proud to have been involved on these 2 albums with him. And I see him usually at the NAMM show. He's always making the rounds down there. And he's just a complete geared knucklehead, so has a great time. And I think he performed there on one of the stages at the last NAMM. And it's always great to see him and the cast of characters that we have involved in these projects. So I'm going to get going, and I'm going to take care of a bunch of stuff around the house. I've got some serious projects I've got to dig my teeth into, and now that this feels like a long weekend, I've got a chance to do that. Hopefully the books will be arriving. I'm sure they're here. It's just a matter of getting them cleared through customs and then getting them trucked out to the local store in Locke, where I've got a big giant room to stack them in, and then I can start getting them out to you. And I'm going to bust my ass for as long as I have to get these things out as quick as I possibly can. And but just take good care, stay safe, stay safe, stay safe. And I'll be here over the weekend, but I'm going to wish you all a great weekend if you're not able to come back here, and if you're doing something, or maybe you're out of town. I can't emphasize enough just to stay safe, because this is some scary stuff going on. And just be good to your friends, family, and we'll get through this. And thank you so much to all of these the staff working in so many different situations that are doing their best every day to help get us through this. You're remarkable people. I can't say that enough, because there's a little end in sight for you right now, and thank you. So take good care. Happy Friday, and I will see you on Saturday. Bye-bye.